Jonathan Majors has been dropped as Kang in the Marvel Cinematic Universe because he's been found guilty of a bunch of assault crimes and stuff like that. Really huge. If you're not aware, Jonathan Majors playing Kang, he's basically like the new big bad of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, right? First there was Thanos. Thanos is dead, and they've been building up Kang to be the new big bad character for this saga of the Marvel Universe. He was in Loki, and he was a main character in Ant-Man Quantamania. To me, this is probably the final nail in the coffin for the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It's going to be really hard for them to regroup and recover from this because, like, obviously he can't be in the movies. They're not even recasting the character. They're just now going in a different direction because I think the next Avengers movie was called Avengers: The Kang Dynasty. Now it's just called Avengers 5. I think this one sucks. Like, this blow sucks because there's been a lot of criticism about the MCU recently and how it's on this downward trend. It's too convoluted. It's too confusing. It expects too much of its viewers now. There's all these TV series, all these movies. It's so difficult just to be aware of what's going on. You want to see a movie, but to understand it, you have to have seen 3 TV shows before that. No one has the time to keep up with everything. All of those are valid criticisms, plus there's no real direction for it. The only real direction, which was that Kang was the next bad guy, is now in the toilet. This one sucks for Marvel because it's beyond their control, like in the sense that I guess this is just a risk that you can't really guarantee whenever you cast anyone in anything, for a franchise especially, that one day they're not going to do something fucked and it's going to throw everything into jeopardy. That's exactly what happened with The Flash in DC with Ezra, who, you know, was cast as The Flash many, many, many years ago, was in a few movies, and then before their own movie, The Flash, which is, you know, their flagship movie, they did a bunch of fuck stuff and got in a lot of legal trouble. And then they had to basically shelve that movie for years. And then I think they just decided to put it out a few years later, and it failed commercially and critically. And a lot of that, I think, is to do with, like the controversy around Ezra Miller and everything that happened there, right? It is really, really hard. And I actually always think, imagine, like, it is amazing they made 8 Harry Potter movies, almost none of the main actors ever needing to be subbed out, ever needing to be recast or changed, or any of them really being involved in a massive scandal. And I'm talking main actors. Like, of course, original Dumbledore, the actor Richard Harris, did die and was replaced by Michael Gambon. But aside from that, not many other main actors. Like, I always think, what if Daniel Radcliffe had just gone bad halfway through, like, you know, like a lot of child stars do, and like they couldn't make him anymore? What if any of them did? All of the main adult actors, bar the original Dumbledore, you know, Michael Gambon, Robbie Coltrane, Maggie Smith, Alan Rickman, they're there in every movie. It's remarkable they were able to make all 8 movies. The only, like, there's all those memes about Crabbe, who obviously got replaced in the last movie because the actor was arrested, I believe. But I mean, that's probably the biggest one. But that, even Crabbe isn't really a main character at all, barely has any lines throughout the whole series. So that one was a bit negligible. But like, yeah, Radcliffe, Rupert Grint, Emma Watson, Tom Felton, even like the other side characters like Seamus Finnegan, Neville, Dean Thomas, like all those characters that are there from the first movie, and there's never like, it's never like, oh, the guy who played Seamus Finnegan stops being in them after the 4th one because he got addicted to drugs or something. They're just all there. I think it's remarkable. And that, the thing with Jonathan Majors is it's beyond Marvel's control. It's always a risk, but yeah, he's really screwed it up for them, and I really worry about their ability to recover from that because people are already off Marvel. This is bad press for Marvel. Unfortunately, and they were saying recently that they want to bring back Robert Downey Jr. and Chris Evans as Iron Man and Captain America. And that is genuinely a last-ditch effort to get people interested. Because, of course, the whole thing with Avengers Endgame is like, those characters are finished now. Like, their stories are over. It's now time for a new generation, but they've really bungled how they've set it up. And now, after that, you know, 5 years after Endgame, they're like, nah, we need to bring him back. That's not good. That means you're desperate, and being desperate sucks. So it's really disappointing about Jonathan Majors, but there's nothing they can do. Hopefully they can redirect it and just sort of use it as a way to kind of soft reboot and do something new. But I think they're in a really dangerous territory if they don't play their cards really, really well.